Soul is fire. From a slow simmer to a beautiful braise. Soul is sweet perfection and salty, spicy, saucy goodness. Soul is buttery smooth, melt in your mouth and oh my. Discover our soul in Jackson, Mississippi, the city with soul.
Welcome back. This season is already off to a great start. Enjoy the conversation. Let's go get some napkins dirty.
Let's get to it.
What's up, y'all? It's your girl, comedian Rita Brent.
Showquay Antar Lumumba.
Hey, it's Timber Street.
Nick Wallace.
Hi, I'm Dan.
And I'm Dan's partner, Jeff Good.
Cora Christian.
Until next time, it's your host, Jay Taylor. Welcome back, and thanks for tuning in to another episode of Dirty Napkins. Today, we're at Aplos Simple Mediterranean, which is a personal favorite of mine, located here in Highland Village. I'll be having a conversation with the CEO of Beyond Beauty, Cora Christian. She's a mother, wife, friend, and the first Black woman to create and manufacture body sculpting ice. I'm intrigued to learn more about the beauty industry, and you should be too. So tune in. Let's go get some napkins dirty. Cora, how you feeling?
I'm feeling good. How are you doing today?
I can't complain. Well, I appreciate you taking the time to sit down with us.
Thank you for having me.
I got a lot of things. I got a lot of questions I want to ask you just about the beauty industry, a lot of it in particular.
Okay.
But I guess before we even get started, right? What does this mean to you, right? I read this in one of your interviews. Keep your eyes on your own paper.
To me, sometimes we get so focused, especially with social media right now, we're so focused at looking at what the other person is doing. So we think that we're not enough. When the whole time, you don't even know if that person is really doing what they're saying. So you've wasted so much time watching this person that you haven't even paid attention to what you have going on. So now you're lacking when you don't even know what they're doing. So I tell people all the time, if you keep your eyes, so basically focus on yourself, you'll go far.
Does that stand for money too?
Money too. Yeah. Watch your own money. You don't even know if this person have money. They could be just on here showcasing something that they're not even, a part of. So yeah, money too. Own money.
I got you. Well, Cora, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. So tell me, we talked a little bit before, and I would not, when I was doing my research on you, I could not find where you were from.
Okay.
And you told me where you went to school at, but I want to know, where are you from?
Okay. I'm actually, a lot of people think that I'm from Jackson, Mississippi because I grew up in Jackson, but I'm actually from a small town called Utica, Mississippi.
Oh, I know exactly.
Born and raised. So I moved here probably when I was about 6 years old and then just kind of stayed.
Okay. Yeah. Well, what was when you think about growing up, what was your family dynamic like?
Well, my mom, my dad, and my stepfather are all entrepreneurs. So I've always seen have your own. You're supposed to have your own. I've always seen how they ran businesses. My dad, he was in the Army. My stepfather was a Marine. So I've always been in an Army household, but mostly have your own self-discipline. Like, that's what I was taught.
So, is that kind of your first encounter with entrepreneurship?
It is.
Okay.
Like, watching my mom and my stepfather and watching my dad with his own body shop, it was like, that's the way I need to go. Anytime we wanted to do something, anytime we had like family plans, they could just easily drop everything and go. They didn't have to call in. They didn't have to do stuff like that. So it was like, I need to do this. But I've also seen the downsides to entrepreneurship as well. So I guess you could say I got the best of both worlds.
Now, your mom was like one of your biggest cheerleaders, I would imagine.
She was.
I'm taking
She is.
Yeah.
She is.
I'm taking a guess on this because I saw when you were starting your brand, she was one of your first test people, the people you tested it on. What was that? How'd you get your mom to say, okay, girl, I'll let you try it on me?
Man, it's crazy because I actually supposed to be a teacher. I have a degree in elementary education. So when I went from Jackson State, of course.
Okay. The I love. Don't forget the D.
Absolutely. So I guess when I went the medical route, it was like, what are you doing now? What are you know? So when I told her that I had a product and I wanted to try it on her, it was like, who let you make something?
That's what Mom said.
Who told you to make something? Like, oh wow. But now that it has grown, she's like, I'm glad you did that. Yep.
So, for people who don't know, right, you corrected me, and I appreciate you for correcting me. I said you were the first black woman to create and manufacture her own body sculpting ice.
Okay.
But you then corrected me and said
The
only.
I'm the only.
How do you start making body sculpting ice?
I tell people all the time, it was actually probably by mistake. You know, when you start something and everyone is trying to do the exact same thing that you're doing, so you have to kind of do something to set yourself apart. So my whole goal was to create something so amazing that you wanted to come to Mississippi to get it done. I never wanted to teach anybody how to do it. I just wanted you to look up and say, I'm going to Mississippi to get that. My very first student, she kind of asked me a couple times before I decided to teach her, because I'm like, I'm keeping this for myself, you know. But I trained her, and then it just kind of skyrocketed.
So you said a bunch there, and let's unpack a lot of that, right? So we'll go back to Mississippi, right? So your primary initial goal was to get people to come to Mississippi to get this done.
Yep.
Purposely. Why?
I just felt like for me, because it's a lot of people that do what I do, that do body sculpting, period. So I needed something just to kind of set me apart. To come to Mississippi, it's like, when you think of body sculpting, sometimes you kind of think of like Miami, Los Angeles, you're not Mexico, the Dominican Republic, you're not really thinking about Mississippi. So that was my whole goal, like, we got this in Mississippi, come here. So I didn't want to train anybody, like, it was just going to be strictly for Beyond Beauty.
So do you still today have a lot of clients come into Mississippi for
I do.
this?
I actually just had a young lady come from Tampa, all the way from Tampa to see me. And that kind of made my day. But we have people, believe it or not, come from all over.
Okay. And you talk about training, right? You talk about teaching. And it's coincidental that you have a degree in elementary education. So are you like teaching people to do this on their own and be like independent in it? Or like, what is, I guess I'm trying to understand, right, the whole process.
They have like their own businesses, so they kind of probably do body sculpting, facials, waxing, that type of thing in the aesthetic side of it, or even massage therapists. So they want to add my technique and my product to their business. So if I give you the ice and you say, hey, Cora, I want to use the ice in my business. If I give it to you, you ain't gonna know how to utilize it. So I have to show you how to use it, apply it to get the results, and then you buy it from me.
Why create the ice?
It was a need for me. I got 3 kids, 3 beautiful children, 2 boys, 1 daughter. My last 2 children came back to back. When I say back to back, I mean 1 year and then the next year. Like I was pregnant again. So for me, it was something more like a motivational type of thing for me to get my body back or get back to myself before the pregnancy.
Okay. Now I have to ask the obvious question,
Absolutely.
a bit blunt question. What do you then say to people who say, "Oh, just go to the gym," right? Why do?
And you can. I'm all for the gym. Anything that is body wise or body conscious, or you're trying to lose weight or stay fit, you absolutely need to go to the gym. We tell them all the time. I partner with bodybuilders. I partner with personal trainers. So yeah, you absolutely have to go to the gym.
Because I find it interesting when I was like doing the research on you and stuff like that. One of the, I guess, kind of the big myths that I always kept getting brought up was, oh, this stuff doesn't work. This stuff is marketing. This stuff is all of these other adjectives you can use, right? But all of them had the same underlying concept. Why don't they just go to the gym?
Why don't they just go to the gym? Well, I don't know about anybody else's thing, but my stuff works. I have like over 1,000 students that utilize my product. And when I say that, sometimes I have to remain, I guess I'm humble, but then sometimes I have to let people know, like, if I stop making this product, like if I stop, so many people, businesses would die because they rely on my product to run their business. Like, it's so many ice bars out here that use my product. So if I decide today, hey, I don't want to make ice anymore, I don't want to sell ice anymore, that's not something that I want to do, so many people businesses would close, because it's like, what am I going to do without the product? So for me, with Beyond Beauty, that's why I tell people it's so much bigger than me. I can't just wake up and say, I don't want to do this anymore. Right. I have to continue to go, to continue to move forward for other people as well as myself.
You make ice, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, how? Like, does that make sense what I'm asking?
Yeah, so it says, okay, so we
like, is it like scientific, or like, what's the deal?
We call it a body ice because when you apply it to the body, it's frozen. But if you want to kind of picture it, it's kind of like some of my clients call it like a lotion or like a clay.
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
But you have to freeze it in order to use it. So that's where the ice part comes in.
So do you just wake up one morning and say, all right, I want to make ice, and you start Googling stuff, and you start Googling ingredients, or like, and you start pouring stuff into a crock pot, or like, what is that?
I'm not going to tell my secret.
Okay.
But what I will say is, I wanted to make something so amazing where it set me apart from anybody else in the industry.
Okay. Fair enough.
Thank you.
So just to keep going, right? So you have a bunch of locations, and I saw one that's like, you're like one of the leading firms or leading clinics in Mississippi.
I am.
And you have like a house in Miami. Like, talk to me about your location.
Yeah. So I have a location here, which is my main location, which is Beyond Beauty of Mississippi. I have a subsidiary, it's called Beyond Beauty's Recovery Home. So it's for women who actually physically go and have surgery and need someone just to kind of take care of them, make sure they're eating, make sure they're getting up and walking. In Miami. I'm about to have an actual location in Huntsville, Alabama, and it's going to be located inside of Destiny Payton's salon suites called Madonna's Beauty. So it's like the first Black-owned beauty supply store in Huntsville.
I got two things I want to bring on.
Okay.
Have you ever watched the show? It's a show, I think it's based out of Huntsville.
Okay.
It's like Love and Marriage or something like that. It's like people on this show that, I don't know if they do like beauty ice or stuff like that, but like, have you ever watched that show?
I watched it. They actually came to me for the show. So I've actually been pitched for that show. So I don't know if I'm going to be on it.
Sound like a little bit of an exclusive to me.
I could.
Fingers crossed.
You might see me.
Fingers crossed.
You might see me in Huntsville. You'll see me in Huntsville because I'm opening up in Destiny's salon suites. But you might actually see me on the show.
Oh, so you're expanding even more. Wow. Okay. So the recovery home you mentioned for women in Miami, right? Or it's in Miami, but for women who've gone through surgery. What's your take on surgery? As someone who
does non-invasive.
Who does non-invasive? What's your take on that?
Some things non-invasive can't fix. Some things you have to have surgery to fix. There are a lot of things that I cannot fix because I'm not a doctor. Although they call me the Dr. Miami of non-invasive body
Is that
contour.
what they call you?
That's what they call me. But I'm not a doctor, so I can't fix everything. So some things you have to have surgery to fix. And when you have to have surgery, all I ask is you do your research on the doctors, make sure that, you know, you're healthy enough to get it done. And then if you go to Miami, book a stay in my recovery house.
Yeah. So with surgery then, right? Sad show. I was watching the show. I think it was on Lifetime's. K. Michelle was sponsoring the show. I think it's called like Botched Bodies or something like that.
Yep.
And it tells the story of a lot of women who have gone through these surgeries for multiple reasons. But what I want to ask you about is more over the beauty industry and just beauty standards in general, right? Why do you think a lot of women have these surgeries?
I think it's a stereotype sometimes, especially when you say someone's self-conscious about their body. A lot of times, a lot of people so let's just say tomorrow you might say, I don't want a low haircut anymore. I want to grow an afro. Does that make you self-conscious about your hair, or is it just something that you wanted to wake up and do? So I tell people all the time, do whatever makes you feel good. Have you ever heard the saying, when you feel good and look good, you do better? I'm all for it.
That's how you feel. That's what you're about. Okay. And because I got to keep going here. I got to keep asking some questions. So I think this is my personal opinion, right? No facts to back this up. But like, you look at the rise in surgery, and this could be completely wrong, right? But you look at the rise of surgery and kind of like the social media era, right? Do you think social media has a part to play with a lot of women? And I'm not even putting this all on women. I was just gonna say, I know guys that get Botox. I know guys, So do you think social media plays a part in that?
For some, I will say for some, I do believe social media plays a big role. But you have to understand, people have been getting surgery for years. I think social media just kind of brought it to the forefront, like, I'm doing this now. But people have been getting surgery for years and years. But yeah, I do think social media kind of plays a role.
Why though?
Because you got to think about it. You're looking at different people, and some people think, hey, I want to look like that. Everybody has something that they want to change. I feel like everybody has something that they want to change about themselves, whether it be their hair, their eye color, lips. I think Kylie Jenner had something one time with the big lips. So I just feel like if you want to do something to yourself, as long as it's safe and you're going about it the right way, why not?
Yeah.
Who am I to tell you what to do?
Right. Fair question. But as a woman with 3 children, do you have any girls? One girl. Are you at all worried of her growing up in this social media era, right, with all the self-consciousness that social media brings?
I feel like I do a good job at home. She sees what I do. She watches what I do. She even wants to, to be a nurse so she can kind of take it a step further. Not really. I feel like sometimes if you instill values into a child at home while they're coming up, it's really not a need for, hey, I want to look like this. Hey, I want to look like that. I mean, she's going to have her own mind. Only thing I can do is just hope if she does decide to go that route, she remembered what I used to tell my clients or what she's heard me say in the past. Do your research, make sure it's safe, and make sure you're doing it for you. As long as you're doing it for you, who am I to tell you not to do it?
I got you. Now, there's a recent trend. It's a sad trend, right, going around, but a lot of young women and I guess some young men committing suicide, right? Okay. My question for you is, a lot of the articles that reference that speak a lot to the beauty industry being at the forefront of a lot of that, as well as what they've coined the attention economy, right?
Okay.
Everybody wanting attention. Everybody wants to be popular. I want to be an influencer. I want a bunch of following.
Okay.
Do you think that statement has any validity to it?
Not really, because I'm not just going to say the beauty industry as a whole is a part of like the suicide thing, because I think I saw something lately that has been talking about the children committing suicide for being bullied. at school for their race. I think a little boy, I think something just happened and he lost his finger because they were bullying him that I saw on social media. So I wouldn't say that. I mean, I'm not going to say that it probably doesn't play a role, but I feel like other things
play a role in it, yeah. And bullying for sure.
Yep.
I can see that, right? And then, because I think about the beauty industry, and there's been all these tales, right, as long as I can remember, about how they've transformed our minds into thinking, right, that we're a inferior complex. We're an inferior person, right? You even think back way back in the day to like these Barbie doll studies where they're like, oh, the black Barbie doll is the ugly one, the white Barbie doll is the pretty one, right? So I'm just curious, right?
Well, you know, right now they have different kind of dolls. They have all different body sizes, body types, colors, hair types now. So I feel like we're growing as people in that area. A lot of times, a lot of people like to stereotype the beauty industry, but at the end of the day, when you look good, you feel good, you perform better. Whether that's you getting your hair fixed, getting your nails done, going to get a massage.
Yeah, I'm with you. Because if you could find me somebody right now who can fill in my corners up here, I'd be all over it. Do you hear me? Seriously. But, you know, and the only reason I bring up the beauty industry is just because I'm curious, right?
Yeah.
Which is, I got an expert sitting across from me and you. So what is the ugly truth of the beauty industry, right? There's a lot of women who try and sell different products. There are a lot of women who try and sell, maybe not necessarily ice, but whether it be eyeshadow, makeup, hair. Why do so few of them make a success in it, right?
A lot of times we jump into things and we don't do our research. So I have a book that's called Plan, Prepare, Execute.
Oh, you do?
I do. Plan, prepare, execute everything beyond beauty. I feel a lot of times we don't plan for things and we don't prepare for them. So if we don't do those two key things, we're not going to know how to execute it. That's whether you're in the beauty industry, that's whether you're in nursing school, accounting, business and management. If you don't have a plan and you don't know how to prepare for it, you can't execute it.
Plan, prepare, execute.
Plan, prepare, execute.
And that's your book. You
That's
wrote
my
that.
book. I wrote it. You can get it off of Amazon.
Look at us. Two authors sitting across from each other.
Yes. I wrote it for entrepreneurs.
Nice.
So people can kind of highlight my journey a little bit, but also highlight some of those things that you just said as well.
How has the journey been?
Ooh.
Like, you're CEO, first black, only black. How has the journey been?
I tell people all the time it's not easy because I'm a mom, I'm a wife, I'm a sister, I'm a daughter, I'm a friend, I'm all of those things, and I'm all of those things every day. But not only am I those things, I still have people who call my phone every day. Like I have 1,000 specialists that call me every single day. Hey, I didn't get my ice. What's going on? So I have to check UPS or check USPS to see what's going on with their package. Hey, I've done this. Hey, I just want you to know. So I'm never off. I tell people all the time, you're never off. I was having a conversation with the guy at my bank, and we were sitting across from each other having a conversation, and he said, oh wow, I can't wait to be, my own boss. Cause up here, I said, listen, you're never off. Right now, you gonna tell these people, I ain't coming to work tomorrow, and you good. I was like, me, I'm never off. I'm always on the clock. When I leave Beyond Beauty at 4:30, that phone's still gonna ring. If it's not Beyond Beauty clients, it's my students, people that utilize my product, people that's trying to figure out how they can utilize the product. It's a everyday thing for me. My son plays sports, so I'm trying to make sure I'm there. The only thing about it is my husband drives trucks, so that makes it a little easy on that. But even when he's in town, I have to try to be the wife.
Because that was my next question. Yes. Naturally, is because I struggle. I just be vulnerable, right? As me being a journalist, interviewer, or a writer, right? I struggle with spending enough time with my wife, right? What is that like? You run this big business, you possibly about to be on another show. You got over 1,000 people that are using your product, right? How does that dynamic work with you and your husband?
He drives trucks. He has his own trucking company. It's called Christian Logistics. So that's kind of what makes it work for us, being honest. But even when he's off road, I still have to be the wife.
Yep.
I'm here. What do you want to talk about today?
Right. Is there anything you're like, man, I've been working all week, I do not feel like doing
All the time.
What's something you don't like doing?
Father.
Laundry, cooking, what's something you like, I'm the CEO of Beyond Beauty, this is beneath me.
I DoorDash a lot, so you can say cooking.
Okay.
But I do cook. I can cook. But I guess you can say cooking. I guess you can say that.
So how has this been on your children then, right? You mentioned them being in sports.
To be honest with you, I think they love eating out all the time. I don't think they really, as far as me being there, I don't think it's really been like a hinder or anything because I'm there. Like, I'll drop everything. Whatever they have going on, I'm there. I want them to know because my mom and my dad, whatever I wanted to do, dancing in high school, modeling squad in high school, whatever I wanted to do, they made sure, even if I wasn't good at it, they made sure that I did it. So I'm going to always, like my mom was like over the PTA. I used to hate she would be at the school all the time. So I'm one of them moms because I watched my mom run a business and do it. So I'm like, I know it can be done. So I don't think it hinders them. No. If anything, they love it.
How long ago did you start?
4 years.
4 years ago? Over that 4-year journey then, what has been the biggest sacrifice?
The biggest sacrifice probably have been myself sometimes. Probably not, when you're always on the go, sometimes you don't really know that you need like that. You're giving everybody else self-care all the time. Like people come to me, I'm like their psychiatrist, they're talking to me about their problems and different things like that. So for me, I may neglect myself sometimes because I'm always here doing something for this person. I'm always there doing something for that person. So sometimes I can catch myself like, okay, it's time for me to do something for myself. I need a day. And I'll take a day. I'll cut that phone off. Cut that phone off and I'll take a day.
I'm with you. How do you relax?
Ooh, I get massages every Monday. I'm off on Mondays. I get a massage every Monday. Monday is pretty much my day. Monday is my day to myself, to do whatever I need to do, whatever I want to do or can try to do. Of course, I'm never off. Packages still have to get shipped out, but Monday is my day. So I get a massage every Monday. I might go to the nail shop, but that's my day. That's my day.
That's your day.
That's my day.
I got you. Well, I want to talk to you a little bit about Jackson for a second,
Okay.
right? You spend enough time here to know the city in and out, and we'll start with some more softer questions. Let's just talk about some of your favorite restaurants in the city.
You have to try world famous Bar and Grill, and that's off Robinson Street. Yep. You guys have to try it. Great soul food. I'm a fried gizzard girl. The best fried
Oh, you might be from Utica for real.
I am. The best fried gizzards ever. World famous Bar and Grill off Robinson Street. What else? Oh, the Sweet Spot Jackson.
Okay.
My homegirl LaTanya owns it. Definitely have to try them. Pretty drinks. They have beautiful drinks. That's pretty much
So those
it.
are two spots you really like a lot. I want to ask you then, let's talk about your thoughts on the city itself. Let's
Okay.
take food out of it.
Okay.
Right? Food aside, what do you think about Jackson?
Jackson has definitely helped me grow. Jackson has definitely taught me a lot about business because my business is here. So customer service, I guess you could say I'm not a popular person, if that makes sense. So I'm not really a on the scene type of girl. I don't really like be on the scene. So for my business to have grown so much without that is really big for me. But yeah, Jackson is a great place. I love Jackson.
What does hometown hate mean to you?
Hometown hate. Ooh, why you go there?
So, I guess my natural question for you is, what does hometown hate mean to you?
I don't know. I don't have it. If I do, I don't feel it. I told you I'm a keep my eyes on my own paper kind of person.
Okay.
Simple.
Okay. How do you then balance all of this, Cora? Like, it's a lot. This is a lot. Between all of the operations you run, stores is what I'll call them. Maybe that might not be the right term.
No, you did right. Stores.
Okay, stores. And the family, managing a business, being a friend, a mother, a wife, all these different things you said. How do you balance all of that?
Man, I just do. I think that's like a question that I can't sometimes answer for people. Like, I've been asked that question so much. I just do.
It don't stress you at all?
If I'm
no stress.
I can honestly sit here and say no. I might get a little frustrated sometimes,
Yeah, somebody hit me again. Yeah.
But I prayed for this. I prayed for this. I asked God for this. So why question? Just get up and roll. Get up and roll. And I've asked him for even more, so I'm really finna be.
So you want even more?
I'm finna be rolling.
You want even more?
I won't.
Okay.
Soul is history that moves you. Saying, remember this day. Soul is the spirit inside each of us that never gives up. Soul is a voice that says, listen to me. Discover our history, our spirit, our soul in Jackson, Mississippi, the city with soul.
Welcome back to season 3 of Dirty Napkins. Today, we're at Aplos Simple Mediterranean. We're here at Godfrey's North. Welcome to Trio, Barrel House here in the Fondren District. I've enjoyed a spread of food ranging from Mediterranean, Caribbean, French, and my personal favorite, soul-warming Southern cuisine. Here at Saltine's Oyster Bar with Nissan Cafe. We're here at Tuk Tuk Boom. Let's go get some napkins dirty. So then for the people I like to call as the beauty industry critiquers that would say, oh, love yourself as God made you, right? What would you say to those people?
Even those people, they're not gonna sit here and tell me that when they combed their hair this morning, they didn't think about combing it to the other side instead of combing it to that side. Everybody has something that, I'm not gonna say that they don't like, but everybody has something that they wanna change. I don't care what it is. You might wanna change shoes right now. You might woke up and say, I'm not gonna wear the green, I'm gonna wear the blue. I don't wanna wear this collar shirt anymore, I wanna wear a t-shirt. So do what makes you happy. If it makes you happy, do it. Self-love is the best love.
I'm with that. I like that. Are you insecure about anything?
Ooh, if I could change one thing about myself, like if I could change one thing, but it ain't going nowhere because it's hereditary, I would get rid of this double chin right here. It would be gone. Like in my pictures, I'm like,
I got you.
You see this? So yeah, that'll be gone.
And I ain't gonna leave you out to the drive. I could change something. I wish I'd be a little taller. I be taking my pictures all puffed up like this. You know what I'm saying?
Am I tall?
Yeah.
Do I need to stand on the box?
For real. Now it take a lot though. I feel like to admit that you do have insecurities or that you are insecure about things.
I feel like everybody has something. They might not gonna admit it, but everybody has that one thing that they probably wanna change up. Whether it's your hair, your eye color, they got contacts. When you go get your contacts, they might say, we can give you the clear, but hey, we got brown, hazel, blue, gray, purple. And you might say, I'm gonna try the gray.
I'll try it.
Yep.
So you said you asked God for more,
I
right?
asked for more.
What's more?
For me, what's more for me? I actually want to start doing like franchise. I want to franchise.
How would that even work in this type of industry?
It's crazy because I've really been looking into it and it could work. But that's what I want to do. Like, I want to Beyond Beauty. Although I have my different specialists that utilize my product, but no, I want you to think of Beyond Beauty in Mississippi, but then when you go to Atlanta, I want you to see a Beyond Beauty. When you go to Miami, when you go to LA, Las Vegas, like, I want franchise. That's what I want to do.
You got big dreams, yeah.
Go big or go home, man.
Go home.
Go big or go home.
Are you ready for the pressure that comes with that?
I am. I prayed for this a long time ago. I tell people all the time, you can't ask God for something and then when he gives it to you, it's like, oh, I didn't want this. No. Be specific. When you pray, they say all the time, when you ask for something, be specific. So in my prayers, when I'm praying about my business, I'm always specific on what I want and what I don't want. You know how they always say, I want a great employee, but I don't want this. Or you might see somebody that has a great employee, but they also have some flaws, and you like, I really don't care about the flaws. Just send me. No, I want this. I want you to send me this. Be specific, because he's gonna give you what you ask for, believe it or not. But be specific when you're asking.
Do you feel like you have fans?
I do.
How do you deal with having fans?
I do, man. Believe it or not, I was just in Huntsville Saturday, and people like literally came to see me. Like we had like so many people there, and then like when they walked in, I've been looking for you. I'm like, for me? Here I go. She's here. So yeah, I wouldn't say fans. What I would say is probably someone who has been watching my journey, and maybe they're inspired by my journey. Just being honest, they're inspired, or they've seen me grow. So yeah.
Who inspires Cora?
Who inspires me? Woo! Who inspires me? I'm definitely inspired. Ooh, you're gonna have me tearing up on this camera. No, you ain't. You made me mess with my makeup. Believe it or not, my mom. My mom was a single mom at one point. Even though my dad has been around, even though my stepfather is amazing, he stepped in when I was like 6, but my dad has always been there. But my mom, just watching her, yeah, my mom. And my mother-in-law, oh my God. Just the advice that I get from her on a daily basis. I don't even think and the help that I get from her. Because I told you my husband drives trucks. So yeah, my mother-in-law, 2 women, and my mom. My mom, Donna Burns, and my mother-in-law, Brenda Smith. Yes, 2 amazing women. Inspire me a lot, a whole lot.
When you hear, to your point about women, When you think about black women, right, as a collective,
We can do anything.
talk to me about that. That's what I
We
want
can do anything. We can do anything. Have the kids, run the household, be the boss, be the wife, whatever we want to do. We super women. Super women. Yep. Super women.
I got you. What then influence, right? You think about what you're starting to accumulate in the city, right? Following first black woman, right? Which is why I asked you the black woman question,
Yes.
right? You're the first, the only. I keep saying first, the only. The only. You're the only, right? That's a lot of influence, right? What then does influence mean to you? And what do you want to do with this influence that you're continuing to gain?
I guess I want to showcase to people that, to not just black people or black women, but to everybody. I started my business in my living room. In my living room, that's where I started. I just want people to know that whatever you put your mind to, and no matter how ridiculous it is, if you put your mind to it, you can do anything. You know how many times I heard people say, that stuff don't work. That's not a good business to get in. Nobody's gonna come. You don't know what you're doing. Oh, you have to be a nurse to do this. Oh, you have to do this. And I'm like, I'm gonna do it. Regardless of what they said, I stuck it out because that's what I wanted to do. I prayed for my business. I pray for my business every day. I asked God. I told him what I wanted. I was specific about what I wanted. So for me, right now, it's just like, whatever you want to do, do it. Do it. I made like $500,000 just doing what I wanted to do. And then a lot of people don't think about it, but I work in my business, so I get revenue from that. I have a product that if you want to use it in your spa, you have to pay me to get trained on it. And then once you get trained, if you want to utilize it, you have to buy it from me. And all while you're using it, you're buying it from me. Recovery home in Miami. Anytime you go have some surgery and you need some help, book with me. I'm there. In Huntsville, you want to get the product, you want to get body ice, I'm there. I don't think people really like, I think I had somebody I was talking to at a business seminar that kind of sat down and broke that down to me and said, I don't think you really realize what you have.
I agree.
I don't think you really realize what you're doing.
I agree.
And when he broke it down to me, like, do you not know if these people, they're buying from you? They're buying your product. Like, you're getting money from them. All these thousands of people, like, if you stop right now, what are these people going to do? If you say you're not going to sell ice, and if that's their main thing that's keeping their business going, what are they going to do? So when he like broke it down to me, that made me sit there and say, damn, you're right. Like, I'm doing this shit.
I'm impressed with $500,000. You feel me? Like you just roll right past that. I was like boss talk, okay.
Like, I'm doing it. Sometimes sometimes we doubt ourselves, like you said about the social media, and thinking that we're not doing enough. I'm here to tell people, I'm not a known person. I'm not in the in crowd.
Are you not though?
I'm not in the in crowd. I don't really hang out like that. I'm more of an at-home type of person when I say that. And I'm doing it. So, sometimes they say you have to have so many supporters. I didn't have any. I started in my living room. People were like literally coming to my living room. I would like do this while my kids were at school. And my husband at the time, well, my same husband, but he was working a job before his trucking company. He was at work. And like,
Does that, I do not, as somebody who's married, I understand the sacredness of marriage. I'm just curious. Does you making these kind of strides to like your long-term future, your long-term goals, right? Does that put any strain on your relationship? You know, go ahead.
Not at all. I'm growing. I was able to help him with his dream of owning his own trucking company. So I feel like we're a team. As long as you have that understanding, we're together. This is for us. Like I said, like Beyond Beauty is not just for me. It's for me, my specialist, and anybody, you know, that I come in contact with. Like, no, I don't feel like it does. It's for us. I help you, you help me. He gave me my $1,500 to start my business. So it's a team effort. It's a team effort over here.
Dollar and a dream is how it started, huh? I got you. I always ask this question. I'm just curious on your thoughts, right? Because we talk money, we're talking money. Is $100,000 a lot of money?
Ooh, I spent it. I done spent it. I spent it. I feel like you have to invest. You have to invest in yourself. It goes, man. It goes. What you think? I'm asking you.
Oh boy.
I'm asking you what you think.
Okay, I think it is.
Okay.
I think it is a lot of money. I think I did not want to answer this question, so you got me. You got me. You got me. I think it's a lot of money. I don't think it's a lot of money in the grand scheme of things. Okay. But I think to the average person,
yes,
I think that's a lot of cash.
It is. When I made my first 100,000, I lost 75 of it.
That's a big deal.
Yep, that was a big one.
How you bounce back from
Woo!
that?
Man. Working. Teaching classes. Like, a lot of people don't like to talk about the losses. We always see the glamour, but we never like to talk about the losses. Man, wow. We even bought a truck one time. We lost like 30,000 just on the truck. Like, you just get up. Just get up. Shake it off. What we doing now? What's next? How can we get this back? There you go.
You strike me as a lady, a woman with real high character, right? That's what I get from you.
Okay.
But I want to know, what's the most out of character thing you've ever done?
That's what you think. Oh, well, thank you. I feel like
I know back in the day. You can tell me.
I don't really do nothing, man. I don't really do anything. I'm in the house.
You ain't never cussed the customer out.
In my business?
That stepped a little too far out of line. He was like, you know what? I should not have done that.
Okay, so since we're going there with it, what I will say is this. I feel like because I'm black owned, sometimes we're perceived as not having great customer service. So for me, as a black owned business, in my business, if you are out of line, I'm not gonna tell you you're right. I'm gonna let you know that's not our policy. That's not what we do. This is the way this is gonna go, and move right along. I do feel like as black owned businesses, we do like get that stigma of, I'm not gonna support you because you black owned, so the customer service is gonna be bad. No, if you've ever read any of my reviews, seen any of my customers, I probably have some of the best customer service ever.
You got good reviews online. I looked.
The best customer service ever. But when you're wrong, I'm going to tell you you're wrong. And I'm not going to feel like I should not tell you you're wrong because I'm black owned. And it's like, let's just say, for instance, we're here eating. And the food is amazing. The chicken is amazing. But let's just say it wasn't. And I'm going to tell you that the chicken was not good. I'm just not going to go back anymore. You know, and we're going to walk out of here. We ain't going to leave no review. We're just going to leave. For some, not all, but for some people, if they visit a black establishment, It's all kinds of crazy if something is off.
It's under a microscope almost.
And they're gonna get online. It could be something so small that if you said something probably could have been fixed. But you're gonna get online and say, da, 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 da. Like you're gonna go there. It's not gonna be one of those, I just ain't gonna go no more. It's gonna be da, 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 da. So, but I feel like I'm gonna address it. And if you write a review, I'm gonna respond to you. But what I paid attention to with just another business seminar I was at, big companies sometimes do not respond to negative reviews. I've seen so many people write about these companies and they don't respond. But you want us to respond. If you write something negative, that's the first thing you're gonna say, and they did not respond.
Do you feel like this has any weight to it? Right? Some people truly believe that black businesses do black customers worse. Do you believe that?
I don't. Not in my business. Everybody.
They say, oh, they overcharge us.
Oh, no.
Oh, the service. How do you feel about those type of statements?
In my business, everybody is charged the same. In my business, everybody is treated the same. As far as that part is concerned, I can only speak for Beyond Beauty. Everybody's a VIP client. When they walk in the door, they feel like amazing, like excellent customer service. Even if you have an attitude with us, still excellent customer service.
So you stand on your customer
I
service?
stand on my customer service. Like that, I feel watching my mom and my dad, like customer service. Without the customer, you have no business. Great customer service is everything. And even if you have to, I feel like even if you have to be that boss and have to step up and say, this is not right, you're not right, blah, blah, blah. I still feel like they'll respect you for that much. Because it's like, well, you know, you might go home and say, well, I was kind of a little bit out of it. Yeah, I did a little bit too much, babe, but still, you know, but you'll respect the person.
In an attempt to bring the viewers into more of who you are, as I wrap us up, what type of music do you like?
Ooh.
Tell me the truth. I want the good, the bad, and the ugly.
I like hood music.
Yeah.
I like trap music.
Talk to me. Talk to me.
That's it.
Open and shut case.
That's it.
Who do you like? Moneybag?
I like Moneybag.
Lil Baby?
I like Lil Baby.
Boosie?
I'm a big Boosie fan.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like I'm not a real big NBA Youngboy fan, if that's what you think.
You know where I was going next.
I like Kodak.
Oh, Kodak. I like the grown up Kodak. You know this Kodak?
The new one.
The new Kodak.
The Super Grimmy.
Yeah, I like Super Grimmy. Nobody's ever called him Super Grimmy. Yeah, I like that.
I like Kodak.
I like that.
But I also like blues too.
Oh, do you? That's that old soul in you.
Yep, that's why you have to visit World Famous Bar and Grill. Blues.
Gotcha.
Love blues.
Gotcha. Well, let me ask you, right? What does legacy mean to you?
To me, leaving something behind, whether it's good or bad, but as long as you know that you put your best foot forward, then that's your legacy. Some people's legacy, you might remember them for something crazy, but to them, that probably was the best time of their life. So, there you go.
So once it's all said and done, what do you want Cora's legacy to be?
That I brought something, that I created something great to help change people's lives.
That's to the point. Or do you feel like today you're doing that?
Yeah, every day. Every day I wake up, I feel like I'm doing it. Every day I wake up, I have an email or a text, if not from one of my students, just telling me about how much money they've made in their business since taking my class, or just one of my clients letting me know, like, you changed my life. So, yeah.
And that's what I was about to ask you. Has there been a client, a business partner, or someone who has touched you in a way where you're like, this is what I did it for.
A bunch of them. Oh my God. I had one of my students who was actually thinking about closing her business before finding me online and taking a chance and paying basically some more money for a class that she really didn't have, and then she made like $90,000 in 6 months.
Oh wow, that's big.
So that was a big moment for me, knowing that something I created helped her, something that I showed her helped her create, or is helping other people create generational wealth for their families. Like, that's how I look at it.
All right. Well, Cora, I got one last question for you, right? It's one part question, but 2 words, right? Passion or skill? And the reason I ask this question is because when you think about how you become successful at something, is it more important to be passionate about what you do, or is it more important to be skilled at it?
Both in a way.
Okay. No wrong answers here. No wrong answers. Okay.
Both. Because
Talk
if
to
you're
me.
not passionate, you can have the skill all day. Like, you can sit here and build tables all day and the best carpenter ever. But if you're not passionate about it, some days the table, this one might be higher than that one or shorter than the other tables. Like, both. Passion and skill. Both.
Well, I got something for you.
Okay.
This is on behalf of me and the entire Dirty Napkins
Yay!
team. We just want to say thank you for taking the time to sit with us, enjoy
y'all
a
for
meal
having me.
with us. And that is for
Yes!
you, right? We'll get that to you.
This might be too big for me.
We'll get you another.
Okay.
We'll get you another. I apologize. So I just grabbed something and went with it.
Okay.
I grabbed something and went with it.
Thank you.
Well, Cora, I don't think I have any other questions for you. I've enjoyed the talk. I've enjoyed the conversation.
I have.
Is there anything you want to leave the people with before I have you tell them where they can follow you?
The only thing I'll leave them with is this. If you have a dream, follow it. When you follow that dream, just make sure you know how to plan and prepare for it so you can execute it.
Plan, prepare, and execute.
Yes,
Well, Cora, tell the people where they can find you, where you would like them to find you, where they can find your products. Tell them everything. Your book too. Make sure you plug the book. Do that for me, right?
And you can get Plan, Prepare, Execute Everything Beyond Beauty off of Amazon.com. But anytime you want to know anything about Beyond Beauty of Mississippi, you can visit www.beyondbeautyofms.com, or you can call 601-316-4729.
Is that your direct line?
Yeah, they gonna get me.
So they gonna get you.
They'll get me.
It's not a Mike Jones situation. All right. Well, Cora, again, it's been a pleasure talking with you. Nothing but the most respect for you. I want to let you know that being the only, I didn't say first, being the only black woman to create and manufacture her own body ice, kudos to you and your success on that. I just want to give you a cheers. So thank you.
Thank you.
We hope you enjoyed our interview with Cora Christian here at Aplos. Special thanks to the operational manager, Justin, and our sponsors. Your contributions allow us to spread local community awareness across the world. Be sure to follow us on all social media platforms at Dirty Napkins. Until next time, it's your host, Jay Taylor.